I think one of the big things in modern Western society is that almost nobody tells women the truth.
This is true.
Women are lied to constantly. Women are lied to by men. Women are lied to from other women. If you're a man, you get very real-time, honest feedback on most things. If you're a guy and you're underperforming, women will tell you. Men will tell you, the world will tell you, the media, like there's not a lot of that. I mean, perhaps one could say an absence of compassion, but I think there's less enablement and there's just less lies. I think that just due to a range of different factors and the way that the two sexes are different and the way that we process things and the way that people communicate, the way men communicate with men communicate with women communicate with each other, these differences. Like, I find it fascinating, just the simple thing that the whole fat acceptance, body positivity thing. I've been saying this for over a decade, that it's such a glaring red flag to me that it's always aimed at women. I just think that in itself is quite fascinating. Do you think that the body positivity movement, for lack of a better term, do you think overall it's been a net good or a net bad for women?
Bad. It's been bad for women. It's been bad for me. It's been bad. I've had people message me before being like, oh my gosh, thank you for speaking the truth about this movement. I didn't understand how it was harming me until I saw your video or until I saw you speak about it or your story. Like, it really inspired me because I actually believed that I was pretty for a moment in time. And then I realized that I was really unhealthy and that I didn't feel good and that I needed to lose the weight, and no one was telling me it was okay to do that. Everyone was just telling me that it was fine to be overweight, but there was nothing wrong with it, which meant I didn't need to change anything. And I think it's harmed women. And also, you're right, it actually ruins marriages, and it harms relationships. And so if your man isn't telling you,
and it makes it harder to find a relationship to begin with.
Right, and it makes it harder for people to have kids.
I mean, I see it not absolute as good or bad. I think that taken in context with the right amount of discernment, that it could be a very positive thing. I mean, when Penelope told me about body positivity, I'm like, oh yeah, you should be positive about your body, right? But where it's gone, just like permissive parenting, is a problem. Because it's used as an excuse to not lose the weight and to pretend like everything's fine when it's not. And it's masking the truth. And that's when you get into trouble, just like anything. And so on the one side, if you don't love yourself enough, you won't actually make the changes that are required to stick to a weight loss plan and to actually get healthy. And on the other side, like shame and hate and blame are not going to get you anywhere. So it's not that it's good or bad, it's that it's just gotten out of hand.
I do think you have to have enough shame and hate to actually make a change, because if you have no shame and hate and you don't think there's anything wrong, how are you supposed to move forward?
I'd agree. That's closer to how I feel.
Thank you. I was just talking to a great lady the other day. She's like, no, shaming is bad.
That's
you should never believe in that.
Yeah. No, shame. It's about where it's applied. You know, I think one of the issues we're having in so many conversations is just like the black-white false dichotomies, with something either has to be all the way there or all the way there. So there are so many of these terms where it's not even that the concept is totally wrong, but the way that it's actually applied and the results of it are a net negative. So the idea of someone loving themselves or feeling positive about their being is generally good. It's a bit like the word pride. There's multiple forms of pride. There's a form of pride, which is narcissism. You stare at yourself in the mirror all the time and how beautiful you are and you're super vain and all that. There's another sense of pride, which just means you're proud of your accomplishments or things you've done and achieved, or you feel comfortable in your own skin, or you feel happy to be a woman or being American or whatever it is. It's all the same word pride that's used, but it doesn't all mean the same thing. So I've said before, I think I had a tweet where I said, real body positivity is eating right, exercising regularly, and taking care of your body and your lifestyle. To me, that's actual body positivity.
It is.
Not just, hey, whoever you are, whatever state you're in, however unhealthy you are, however fat you are, you're fine, you're healthy, you're beautiful, you're amazing. That's not, to me, that's just fake. That's just lying.
It's
lying. And I think once you're lying, then I think actually that's quite a good barometer. I think that once you start telling lies to, even if it's under the guise of wanting to be compassionate or nice or whatever it is, I think you're entering you've entered bad territory. I don't even think it matters what that comes under the umbrella of. I think once you're lying to people, intentionally lying to people, and just saying things that are not true, then yeah, it's no longer on the side of good.